Okay, I'm back. But do you see what I'm saying? All right? I'm not some dog they brought in and injected full of chemicals, and they release some rabbit, and I run around and grab it, and they show me videos all day of people being harmed and tortured to make me desensitized, all right? What those guys are. Professional athletes these days are pharmacologically created almost in a test tube. Long gone almost are the days of the true Herculean heroes, the true hero veneration cults, who took a man like Hercules, took a god like Hercules, and said, how do we do what he did? And they set about it with blood, sweat, and tears, okay? There's a saying called put your skin in the game. And the skin means that when I left that gym, when I leave any of my gyms, when I leave my judo mat, when I leave whatever competition that I'm doing, my blood, my sweat has given thanks to the ground that I have practiced on because it's sacred ground. My skin is left behind on the implements or the people that I have used, okay? This is a sign of respect. This is a sign that you, to get something, have to buy it. You have to earn it. And you earn it with your blood, your sweat, your tears, your pain, and your skin. That's how you fucking do it. Okay? You don't pop a pill. You don't take an injection. You don't drink a special shake. Alright? You don't drink something that comes from a can. You earn it. You fucking earn it. And there's a big difference when you meet a guy who's earned it or you meet a guy who's got it because of the end of a needle. It's a big fucking difference. That's the sun. That's Hercules. Alright? Born, raised, earned. Alright? He wasn't Hercules by definition that his father was Zeus. He had the potential, as we all have the potential, because we are all divine. Hercules earned it at the end of Chiron's hoof, because Chiron was a centaur. Okay? I would say boot, but he didn't wear boots. His horseshoe, which is even harder than a boot. Okay? He earned it the hard way. In the old stories, Chiron trained him almost to the point of death. This is what makes great men. The corporate illusion banished in that gym yesterday. Banished. And they sat around and looked at me. They put down their weights. And one of them came up to me and said, dude, how do you do that? And because I'm not an elitist fuckhole, I told them, this is what I do. It's simple, but it's not easy. All the hundreds of thousands of dollars that they spent on book after training book after training book from guys who were created in a test tube by a needle in their arm. Okay? The exercise didn't get them anywhere. It was the needle in the arm. So I've got to show them the exercises that were the true man makers. Alright? In the early 1800s, do you think the strongmen of those days, those traveling champions, had steroids? No. But they could crush. And their records have not yet been broken. And they could crush the champions of today. Because they trained hard. And they did the right things. That snatch one-arm press set, that's one of those right things. That's the sun. That's the Leo exploding out of me. And I'm going to show anyone and everyone how to do it. Guess how much I made? Guess how much money I made that day? 0. Guess how much I should have made? Probably in the thousands. For what I showed them, the gold, which is related to the sun, the gold that I gave them, thousands. You know what I made them promise me, all the ones that had the courage to stick around? I said, look up who the Illuminati is. Go to your voting booths tomorrow and vote for libertarian candidates. Okay? Fight the New World fucking order. Learn that they're all fucking pedophiles. That's what I told them. You want to pay me back? Fight the New World fucking order. That's how you pay me back. Okay? I'm not going to give you an exercise that's pure fucking gold. An exercise, mind you, that I've had a bunch of giant heavyweight douchebags from these major MMA organizations come and through roundabout ways meet me, and then I'm like, wow, dude, you're the most overrated piece of shit I've ever met. And you make how much? Oh, man. Ever heard of the New World Order? No. Don't care. Yeah. Oh, you steroid fucks. Man. The sad thing is that in 20 years, these guys are going to be in wheelchairs, unable to talk, unable to barely move. It's going to be sad, and they're going to be forgotten. That's what really hurts me. The compassionate part of me says, man, I feel bad. I'm sorry, guys. Wow. But for the rest of you guys, now is the time to fight for what's most important. Now is the time to harness the inner power of the sun. Okay? Now is the time to live your life so brightly and with so much purpose that other people take notice. There's a saying, if a truth should kill a man, let him die. Okay? And if the truth kills you that much, maybe in your death, your metaphysical death, will rise like a phoenix, someone smarter, someone better. That's what I hope happened. Yesterday, that's what I hope happened. It seemed like that was on the verge of happening. A lot of men had to check their manhood and say, wow, what am I doing? Why is this not working for me? And I wasn't even the biggest dude in there. I'm a big guy, but I wasn't the biggest dude in there. Though that was hardest for them. Because now it's like, what the hell is this dude doing? Why can't I do this? Why didn't I get shown this? And here I am right there saying, hey, I'll teach you. But it's their own pride that wouldn't let them. And the ones that did, they'll benefit. The guys who came over and said, dude, what are you doing? Or the guys who checked their pride and said, I want to be a better person. They're the ones who will benefit. The sun is a powerful element. Leo is an incredibly powerful astrological sign, and it's time you live your life in that way. Because once you live your life in that way, once you shroud yourself in that armor of that Leo protective energy, the cutting words and the sharp tongues aren't going to affect you, and it's going to betray those individuals. Because believe me, I met those guys too. Those dudes in there who didn't like the fact that I was doing what I was doing. They didn't like the fact that, you know, they dragged their bimbet girlfriends in there who, by the way, love to talk to me afterwards. I like bimbo. They're nice, trashy girls. I love you. Love you. Nothing wrong with it. Sexual women, be sexual. Do your thing. Do your thing. And talk to me too. Include Bearheart. You know, suddenly, it's one thing, you know, and trust me, I've talked to these women, you know, and they would say, God, you know, show my boyfriend how to do what you just did so that he can be a better man. Not like me. And there's a lot of things I still need to learn. I still go to guys. The guys I know who are legit, I go to. And I'm like, teach me. I am willing to be your student. No ego. Teach me. I am always a work in progress. I follow to brighter suns. And I say, wow, how can I be as bright as you? And I listen to what they say. Okay? I listen to what they say because the whole point is for us to all release and understand our own divinity and to release and shine it. If you're not a big, strong Hercules kind of guy, it doesn't matter. Because not all gods are big, strong Hercules kind of guys. But each god, each goddess has her own particular divinity. I've met dudes in the field of agriculture and raw organic foods who don't lift weights but have so much knowledge and so much goodness in what they do, I literally can't I almost can't be in the same room with them because they're on such a high level. And I got to come back and ask them questions and leave it and download it and come back and leave and download it. And what they do what they do with so much power and passion, and they support so many people. I have friends who are artists, piano players, singers, dancers, and they live their life authentically. And it is amazing and powerful. And sometimes I feel weak around them because I'm like, wow, look at what you do. And then they see that and say, no, dude, Bearheart, you're living your life. And then I'm like, oh, it's all okay. It really is. You start surrounding yourself with people who are bright as the sun. Man, the world brightens up. And the more light there is, the more phantoms dissipate with that solar light. Some real things, I want to talk about the tarot card of the sun while I have a couple minutes. The child of promise is essentially the Christ energy, okay? Jesus being born again, not Jesus. It won't happen. But there's always a child of promise inside each of us that we need to unleash. We need to let grow up to be our hero, which is truly ourselves. He rides the white horse of Apollo. Stop this fucking nonsense. Apollo is not the god of the Illuminati, alright? Apollo is a pure white spirit horse that brings you to your higher self. That's the inner journey. You ride the white horse to your inner sun, okay? There's a big wall behind this. This is the self-imposed obstacles, another brick in the wall to finding your true authentic self. You need to get past these obstacles, whether or not you build them, someone else built them for you, or you cooperated in the building of your own obstacles, okay? The rays and the number of the card are 21, all right? Numerically, that goes to a secret, which is round down to 3, okay? I've already kind of mentioned there's 3 suns. There's the secret. Think about where the 3rd sun inside you might be, all right? Because Leo is about the heart and the head, but there's another faction of that, which is a secret, and I want people to meditate on it, okay? We've already talked about how the spear relates to Mars, pierced the side of Jesus, okay? Big wounding, shamanic wounding. Creates space for the healer to learn how to heal within, all right? The spear tears a hole. The healer must heal himself, must fill himself with the anabolic qualities of Jupiter. Okay? I know we've talked about Jupiter. So, the Gebura takes away. Jupiter fills in. There's the mystery, guys. Mars, Jupiter, the sun in the middle. All the Christ energy is right there. Jesus Christ is an allegorical story for how one embraces the Christ energy. Something destroys, you need something to fill it. The healer must fill the wound. Duh, it's right there. Right there. Okay? The child also wears a headdress of sunflowers. Okay? This shows where the personality lies. This face, the head, shines the personality. That's also indicative of Aries too, because it's fire applied. In this picture, Hercules tests himself on one of the mightiest bows. Okay? Strongmen of the past used to go pull bows for hours. So they developed that sinewy, crazy strength. The sunlight is like an arrow or a spear racing towards its opponent or racing towards its target. Okay? That's why archery and sun and the solar energy and the testing of yourself on a bow means so much. Pressure builds up and then is released. Okay? If you study how the sun actually works, it's a giant ball of pressure releasing energy. Alright? Interesting how they knew that and equated that to the bow and arrow. Get to know your sun signs, guys. Get to know your personalities. Know your sun and your moon. Okay? If you look at the archers, interesting, the archer's path to the highest of the high in the tree of life. You start in the physical world, okay, which is Malkuth. You learn about your moon, which is Yesod, the sun, which is the Christ energy, which is Tipperoth, and that shoots you directly to Kether. It's all coming together. Giving you secrets. I'm giving you gold. This is gold. Use it.